Aloha. Hey, it's Julie Ziemelis, 365 Hawaii and 365 Hawaii Group with Keller Williams, and I'm here with Amber Haley, real broker, and she is the woman on the stand today because we are in the middle of an eruption and she knows a lot about lava and real estate. So we're going to roll right into that today. But before we do that, we want to make sure that those of you who are watching on YouTube know that if you want to see this live and get a chance to ask Amber questions in real time, go to 365hawaiiliving.com and join our Ohana, and you'll be allowed into our private Facebook group so you guys can be part of that. So I will go right to Amber. Amber, what do you got?
All right. Yeah, this is an exciting time to be on Big Island, and I'm really excited to be talking about it with you, Julie, the citizen lava reporter. I don't know if you've been watching all of Julie and Eric's lava coverage, but it's been a lot of fun, and they've been out there keeping everybody updated about what's going on. So right now we are going to talk about East Hawaii stats, though. East Hawaii has always really been kind of the most affected real estate market, at least in my real estate career and in my lifetime, because of lava. Things are kind of changing a little bit with Mauna Loa because Mauna Loa affects more of the island.
Right. Yeah.
But let's talk about it. So in East Hawaii right now, a lot of people have been asking me, what's going on with the eruption, what's going on with the market. This has been a crazy year anyway. Like, let's throw one more thing out there. Mauna Loa is erupting. For those of you not super familiar with Hawaii Island yet, this is a volcano that hasn't erupted for 38 years, right? Right. So it's a very exciting event, and we'll get into that a little bit. But let's talk about home values right now in East Hawaii.
Are those explosive?
Explosive. Maybe not as explosive as they were like a couple of years ago, but they are still holding steady so far. So people have been asking me, how is the eruption been affecting prices and all that? But we're really on day 10 of active lava flow with Mauna Loa, so we don't really have like that much data to go off of. So we're just going to kind of talk about where the market's at, and we'll see more hopefully next month about how the eruption really affected the real estate market. Keep in mind, it's also December. This is like a slower real estate month generally for all of Hawaii. But let's jump into talking about the Puna district and the South Hilo district. Those are our two main districts where real estate trading happens in East Hawaii. Puna is just south of Hilo, and right now your median home price is sitting at $354,500.
Which is a deal compared to West Hawaii. So I always jump off these things. What exactly are you getting for that? Are you getting a 3-bath, 2-bed home?
Well, I'm so glad you asked, Julie. What are you getting for that? Okay, so our median home price really takes into account like all the different homes in Puna. Puna does include lava zones 1, 2, and 3. Something we also have a lot in Puna is like a lot of, we got yurts. We got off-grid yurts. I'm selling an off-grid yurt right now. We've got we've got houses in Lava Zone 1, which is the most risky lava zone. We've got brand new 3-bedroom construction. We have, really, really nice houses. We have some kind of scrapped together, unpermitted houses. We kind of got everything. So that median price is not really giving you the full story, other than that the Puna district is very affordable. So we should probably break Puna up a little bit because you have Lava Zone 3 and up. So there's a few neighborhoods in Lava Zone 3 and up, and then the rest are 1 and 2. And they really have different price points because land and property is more valuable in Lava Zones 3 and up. So what do you get for $354? Not that much. Okay. Most of that's going to be in Lava Zone 1 or 2.
Oh, there we go. And you guys, we talk about this all the time. One of the reasons why it's like that is because it's hard to get financing sometimes. It's hard to get insurance sometimes. And also, you have to worry about your investment being completely for nothing if the lava decides to come and take your space, right?
Yes, that is very true. And so that's why we see that difference. The price did go down a little bit from our median price the previous month, but it's still holding steady overall and from where we were at last year. Okay. So I would say like a 3-bedroom house in Lava Zone 3 or higher is going to be closer to the 500,000 plus point.
Oh, there we go.
Anything at that median price you're seeing is definitely the riskier Lava Zone.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so really about $500,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so just so you guys know.
Yes.
Because I was telling Amber that there was an article that came out today in the Hawaii News Experience, and it said that the real estate market was still booming in East Hawaii even with the eruption. And they did say the median price of a home, I think they even said on Big Island, was like $535,000, whereas in Oahu it's like 1.3 million. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, that just skews though what people think about Big Island, because that's not in the case all the way. So I put it in the comment section that West Hawaii is 1.3 million, and
Yes.
that what you get in East Hawaii varies exactly by how far it is from the Lava Zone 1 to a 3 and 4. So so you're saying basically a lot of strong. There's still a strong market for real estate, obviously, but people are not completely getting screaming deals because there's still a lot of demand, right?
Yeah, there is still a lot of demand, because that's what it's all about. We can't just talk about, these like ideas in the big picture. We really got to look at what's happening. And East Hawaii is some of the very last, it is like the last affordable real estate in the state of Hawaii, which is a really desirable place to live in the world right now.
Yeah.
For like a lot of people, for people born and raised here, for people who work remote now, it is a high demand market. There's only so much real estate here. We're in a housing crisis. People are priced out. Those interest rates are like double what they were at the start of the year. So all of these factors, when you really think about it, real estate's all about supply and demand, right? Even in our hyper local markets. And East Hawaii is definitely a hot spot. Now things are slowed compared to where they were earlier this year. We're seeing way more, days on market. It takes more work. I've kind of been joking about it this last week. The houses don't sell themselves anymore.
You have to get out there and work on making it sell.
Yes. Listing agents have to work a little bit harder right now. However, they are still selling. I'm not seeing people getting screaming deals, although I do think East Hawaii overall is a screaming deal.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. It's hot, hot, hot.
Hot like that lava.
So, okay, so if you buy a house, let's say that's a decent house, let's say an HPP for
Yes.
$500, what are you getting in Hilo? So what's the Hilo number?
Okay, so the median price in Hilo, so remember we just talked about Puna, was $354,500.
Right.
The median price in Hilo with our last month of data is sitting at $536.
Okay.
So real estate in Hilo has always been, overall more valuable than Puna. So Hilo homes, they are kind of all over the map too, as far as what type of home that you get. But in general, you see a lot of like older homes with characters. Some of them, anything in the under $500,000 range, like you'll see in Puna, those homes in Hilo. And I have a lot of buyers looking at those types of properties, so I see a lot of them in person. Those are definitely usually like your fixer-uppers that a lot of them need at least a conventional loan. I would definitely get a home inspection, termite inspection.
Because the
yes.
whole housing stock is old.
Yes, it's old. Most of it in Hilo is older homes built. We see stuff in the 60s, 70s. And they have a lot of character. I love the houses there, but the price point is higher even so. You usually get smaller lot in general than you will in Puna. Sometimes a smaller home and usually an older home, but at a higher price because it's more valuable.
Right, you're next to the city, you're not sitting in traffic.
You're not sitting in traffic.
You're out of the lava zone craziness, even though there is a finger of Mauna Loa that's always kind of trying to scoop itself over to Hilo.
Oh, yeah. Let's not forget that Mauna Loa actually is way more of a risk to Hilo than Kilauea is.
Yeah.
So right now, people in the Puna district, and those were the ones, if you followed the news in 2018 or if you lived here in 2018, the Puna district was really, really affected. The real estate market and just people's lives in general by the eruption of Kilauea. Right now, honestly, until we kind of saw which way the lava is going, not that I'm making predictions about lava, just to be clear, Hilo is really more at risk than Puna right now. Your side over here,
We're doing good.
South Kona.
We're doing good. Oh, South
At
Kona.
the beginning,
at the beginning, South Kona could have been affected.
That was like what everyone was thinking was probably most likely if a neighborhood, was going to have to go through evacuations and all of that. It was probably going to be more West Hawaii, South Kona that was affected. However, Hilo, you guys, if you look at the historic lava flow maps, Hilo is not, safe, nowhere safe, but it's not certainly not safe for Mauna Loa. So do keep that in mind. It is affected by the eruption, but it is a less risky lava zone.
Right. In fact, some person put together the lava flow that's happening now, and then they have the historical lava flow, so you can see how it flow. And there's a purple finger that made its way almost all the way into Hilo.
Oh yeah,
and that's the one that like Queen Ruth sat there for 3 days on the mountain and said, stop, stop,
that's
stop.
right.
And then another one stopped not that far from there either.
Yeah.
And then this one's like about 2/3 of that same. So that's 3 times the Hilo it had the fingers of the lava coming towards it. But right now, just so you guys know, I talked to a volcanologist who said that it took a long time for the magma to fill in the chambers. It's going to take a while for it to go out into the world. So she said that we probably won't get another fissure that will affect South Kona, and Ka'u district. But like you said, nature's an interesting experience.
Yes.
There was a fissure that was open that was going towards Hilo, but it has closed, and all the energy is now going down into a fissure that's about to threaten the highway. So, and everyone said, well, maybe what happened a long time ago is Mauna Loa could quit sooner than later. But she said with all that magma inside the chamber, that probably is not going to quit fast enough.
Wow.
So even though right now it's fanning out and it's going slower than they thought, it's still going like this every day.
Yeah. If
So-
you guys haven't seen some of that footage, get on the Google. It is pretty amazing. Or jump on 365
Yeah,
channel. They
we
got
have to
a
go
lot
up there
of it.
again. Yeah, we're trying to get
Yeah.
there. But at this point, you guys are the first ones I get to tell, and I kind of whine about that there was a bunch of kids, little college kids, that were out there toasting marshmallows on the lava this last night. And then they put it all over social media.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the people who live here, oh, that's bad respect. Oh,
Yes.
oh.
One thing, like, the lava is really special, and I feel really blessed to be on this island while it's happening right now. But we do have to remember to be reverent
Yes.
with the lava, to
Yes.
follow our local laws, to be reverent. It's not our volcano. This isn't our land, It's a special place. We're witnessing something special. Let's be respectful. I know everybody watching on this channel. All of these people
Well, and
are
also
respectful.
because if you guys are moving to East Hawaii, we talk about the fact that the culture in East Hawaii is a little bit more intact, you could say, than it is sometimes in West Hawaii.
less tourism, so it is a little more local.
And I
feeling.
would hope that anybody moving here would obviously have understood the culture and how that works with Pele. If you don't know that, you should. And these people obviously were young people coming into the island.
Yes.
But just so you guys can just be as aghast as us that people would have such a lack of respect for the culture on this island.
Yeah.
So one of the whole experience of coming here is understanding, the aloha and also the reverence that the Hawaiians have for creation.
Yeah.
And what's happening with the volcano. So
Yeah, and that's part of like our mission here. We're here for real estate and to update you guys on numbers and stuff, but we're also here to give you a glimpse into like the lifestyle, what it's like to live here, and this is a place with a lot of beautiful culture, and you really need to come here, learn it, respect it, and you'll get
Be
that
it.
back with aloha. Yeah, be it. Yeah.
So, is there anybody who has any questions? Okay, good. So in terms of days on market, what are you saying?
So days on market right now, it is sitting at about 52 days on market in Puna, which is exactly what we've been at. We haven't really seen a change since last month. So that's kind of where we're still sitting. I'll be very curious when we come back and sit at this table and talk together next month with the eruption, if things have slowed even more, also Christmas, all that, all the holidays.
And does it say where we were this time last year?
Oh, yeah. So this time last year, we were at 39 days on market.
Okay,
so it is
faster
more.
market last year, obviously, and then now it's a slower market.
Yes, it is a slower market.
Okay,
Yes,
so we're
yes.
following the trend of what's happening in America.
So there's a snapshot of the trend right there. Things have slowed. And then for South Hilo, it's similar, 57 days on market. Compared to 27 days on market last month, that might have been kind of a one-off month because that's quite a different number.
Yeah.
We see that sometimes with stats. And then last year, only 25 days on market.
Okay, so it's taken twice as long now. And then inventory. What's happening with inventory?
So inventory. So we had current units are 84 for Puna, and that is a decrease. So we had previously 97, so a little bit of a decrease. And inventory sales in South Hilo was at 26 as compared to 27. So that's sitting at about the same as last month. So we'll see how it goes going into, past the holidays, January. I think we will start to see it pick up.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Okay.
After, getting closer to spring.
Yeah, I think,
We'll see.
and just, Eric was reading some headline. He reads these things to me in bed in the morning, and he said that the prediction is that the housing market is not quite done with its aching and pains because the inflation report didn't come back very good.
Yeah,
So-
we got inflation.
Yeah, so when they said that there still wasn't enough people working in the workforce, and they were still hiring pretty quickly, and so the signs that we're truly suffering, they want us to see that we're truly suffering, wasn't quite there. So that means that the interest rates are not going to go lower until they see some change in inflation. So now we're pushing into summer, right? And so, and then we talk about the fact that people who got in are not really wanting to get out. So we still have a constriction in our inventory. So when you don't have a lot to sell, right, and then not a lot more is coming on, you got a bunch of buyers going, hey. And when they see something they really like, at least over here in West Hawaii, Eric and I tried to get, we were working with my mother-in-law, and the houses that we wanted, 10 people showed up the moment it opened up for an open house. And then it's still like, there's just not enough homes on the market for what is still demand is out there for people who have cash.
Yeah.
So I just wonder if that's kind of what's happening over on your side. If you see a house that one you walked through the other day was beautiful. It was 2 stories and it had a beautiful garden all around it.
I'm trying to think. I walked through.
Oh, yeah. She puts this stuff on the social media. So you guys should follow Amber if you want to see some cool real estate videos. But I'm just wondering, are people like lining up for open homes at all? In East Hawaii for some good homes, like homes are the classic case. It's priced well. It's in a good neighborhood.
Oh, absolutely. There is still like those homes are still moving pretty quickly. Okay. So when we're talking these numbers, we're talking median, which isn't exactly average, but that means about average. Mm-hmm. So we're talking median, but yes, a well-priced home that's highly desirable. That those are going under contract fast. So I am still, just like I was when the market was a frenzy and I was working 24 hours a day, I am still in touch constantly. If I have buyers that are interested in a property and we don't have an offer in just yet, 6 months ago, I would have been like, what are we doing? We should have had an offer in yesterday. Now I'm like, okay, think about it. Let's get all your stuff together. But I am still in communication with the seller's agent to see what other interest they have coming in and offers coming in, because there are people still missing out on properties that are hesitating because things are slowing or because we have all these other things to think about right now, like inflation, like, are we still in a pandemic? I don't know. I don't know. So people are, if you do hesitate and there is something good, you could miss it. There are still some multiple offers, nothing like we saw during Crazy Town, but yeah,
it's still happening.
Yeah, absolutely. When things are priced right. And I think it's really important right now, if you are on Hawaii Island in East Hawaii considering selling your home, maybe to either buy, sell, or just sell right now, to really price it correctly right now. And that is what is going to get you top dollar. Not just shooting the moon and saying, hey, like the world's crazy, let's see if we can get $1 million. Price correctly and you're going to get that.
The excitement, right?
Yes.
Because when you let it sit and sit and sit, then it becomes a dog on the market.
Yeah,
right?
it'll go
and then
stale.
People, yep. And you guys know this. If you see a house that's been on the market for like 30 days, then the question is, what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Right. And then also you start thinking, I should come in with a low bell offer either. Right? Yeah. And then sellers are like this. What the heck happened here? Well, you probably didn't price it correctly.
Yeah. I will say another thing that I'm seeing right now in East Hawaii is with lending. Like your loan program that you get, assuming that you're getting a mortgage and you're not a cash buyer, there's still a lot of people getting mortgages. Mm-hmm. So because of the interest rates, that really changes things for people. And so I've had some buyers who maybe were going to do this loan program and now they qualify only for this loan program. What type of loan you have does affect what type of property you can buy, which is why it's really important to go through the lending process first. Because there are a lot of properties, because of whatever particular reason, they might not qualify for FHA or VA. Or a VA loan. So that is something that I'm seeing a lot. And when anything changes significantly with lending, like the interest rates going, up, people might switch loan programs because they maybe don't have the same down payment or whatever the case is. So yeah, that's something I'm seeing. Talk to your lender, go through all the scenarios with them, really before you get your heart set on a home.
Right. Before you pop a realtor into a car and make them walk around a house that you can't actually buy.
I'll walk around with you. Maybe.
She's nice that way. And also, speaking of that, there are people coming to the island, though, who are thinking about buying 6 months from now, who are looking for neighborhood tours.
Oh, yeah.
And so so I know that there's even demand coming even in the future, because I've got people who are their kids are graduating from high school, and they say, I want to come now because it's near Christmas and I want to have this little vacation, and while I'm here I want to get a chance to take a look at the island. So I've got a lot of my referral realtors looking, like in Waikoloa, we got down in South Kona. I think I'm handing one to you too. But the cool thing is that if you're watching this, even though Eric and I kind of like run the show, we have obviously our real estate referral partners like Amber, and people on West Hawaii and also in North Hawaii and even in Ocean View Estates. So we're kind of like the what's it called, the touch point. So if you talk to us, we kind of work with you, figure out where you want to go. If you need a loan, we have 2 lending programs, one here on the island, one off island, but we can help take care of you. And one of the things that we then do is we say, Amber, do you have time? Do you have the inclination? And she says, I'm wide open. I'll take I'll take that buyer that knows what they want, who has a loan taken care of. They know what they want to do. If you guys, the ones who are going live, if you have questions, please chat. But also, I'm going to ask Amber a question too that seems to be like, the big thing. Are you getting VOG in your side of the island?
Are we getting VOG? I have not really experienced any VOG. However, when I did go up to see the eruption, I think I felt it like a little bit. So I was like, I'll probably feel it from coming over to visit you guys in West Hawaii.
I know.
But no, we have, I have not noticed any VOG. I live in East Hawaii. My house is in East Hawaii. I've spent the entire new eruption over in East Hawaii, except for when I was on the saddle looking at lava, and I have not felt any VOG. The way the winds go, we have some of the cleanest air on the planet, folks, in East Hawaii. So the VOG usually comes over to the west side where we are right now. It does make for beautiful sunsets.
Oh, but it's a whiteout, you guys, today. So I will say the East Hawaii winds today. When there's an eruption on this island for the most part, because it does blow this way and it heads right into the heart of West Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else? Is there like outlier information on the any other stats that you wanted to point out to people? Say like land or anything else you're seeing in the market?
What else am I seeing? I'm just getting a lot of questions about lava. I know we've talked about it a bunch already. But for those of you, maybe this is your first time tuning in with us, I'll just give you like a brief, quick, what you need to know with real estate and lava. I got messaged something about, what's the deal with Pahoa? The real estate is so cheap there. Like Pahoa, except for, one neighborhood in Pahoa is all lava zones 1 and 2. Lava zones 1 and 2 are considered risky. And so that can affect your ability to get financing due to lava hazard and homeowners insurance. So if you see a house that's really cheaply priced, it likely is in a riskier lava zone. There is still an active market there, even with the eruption right now. But lava zones 3 and up, if you're concerned about those issues because of lava hazard, stick to those. If you don't know, you find a house online, shoot me a message, talk to the team here, find a real estate agent that knows lava zones if you're confused, and we can help clarify that for you. But that's kind of like basically what you need to know, and that's what I'm getting asked over and over.
Okay, so I just came up with this one. Can you get a permit on a house that you're building in lava zone 1 and 2?
Can you get a permit, like county permits? Yes, you can have a permitted home in lava zone 1 and 2.
Okay, so they're not going to judge you on how risky you've just chosen to build your house. They'll just give you a permit to make sure it's safe.
They might not like issue them everywhere all the time. Like I'm trying to think, during the 2018 eruption and all of that. But yeah, and if you ever have questions, folks, for those of you watching about permitting stuff, and you have like a really specific question, you can always go on the Hawaii County website too and contact the planning department and get those questions answered. But yes, there are fully permitted houses in lava zones 1 and 2, full neighborhoods. It's like almost as if how quickly we forget.
Yeah, right. It's like, why are you building that there? Why? Well, just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
When people say they're like, that's where the permitting thing comes, that we talked about this before sometimes, that sometimes when you think a house is not that expensive, it's because it's not permitted.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you can't get a loan on it. So you have to pay cash for it. And then you might have a problem with getting insurance on it.
Yes, then you might have a problem. That's something you really want to talk to. And when you're doing your due diligence on a property, do all of your due diligence on that stuff. Also, in lava zone 1, which is the most risky, at least as of right now, when we're talking today, the maximum you can insure is $350,000. So if you bought $1 million property there, you can only insure it to $350,000. So something to keep in mind. Another reason why you find these amazing resorts for sale down there for $1 million, which is a steal for a resort or retreat center.
Yeah.
But you can't insure it for $1 million.
Yeah. So basically, it's like, do you have that money to lose?
Do you have that money to lose? I don't have that money to lose.
Right.
Do you guys have that money?
Right.
That's
so,
the question.
Well, and again, either A, that's the reason why the days on market so long, because they can't get them off the market, or they have to end up obviously lower the price to be able to sell it themselves, and that's why it's changing the median price. So there you guys go. That's basically like the snapshot of what happens in West Hawaii and why you see these numbers in the the news media that it looks like the screaming deal on this island. It's specifically for certain people who can stomach the risk to get those properties.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about the new potential vacation rental bill that's going to be going through a little too?
Oh, are you up on that?
A little bit, but we could talk about it briefly. Are you up on it? I feel like that's a good lance.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
tomorrow
yeah.
with
Just
Lance.
kind of a
So
general-
okay, so
Yes.
we so the county is always in flux of trying to figure out ways to make some money and do some stuff. So I'm coming up with this myself, but I'm thinking this might be part of the reason why they're trying to mess this with. That a lot because I get people who call me and they say I just want to buy 1 or 2 acres and I want to put up 5 or 6 mini homes and start making money off the land.
Yeah.
Well, and I say, you know what? I'd say most of the island is not zoned for multifamily that you get a chance to do that, right? But some people are doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And then they're putting the whole thing up on Airbnb, right? And then they're not telling the county because the whole thing's unpermitted. It really isn't like legal. So the county's cracking down.
Yeah.
So the county's cracking down on any of that going on. And they're coming over to West Hawaii and they're kind of like putting their little touch of magic of saying to people, right now, hosted vacation rentals are okay, but they are looking for, they're going to just dive into those illegal, not permitted, or they're not paying their dues or their taxes. And if they catch you, it's going to be a $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
And so if you just bought a house thinking that you were going to go ahead and do something with it, this is something you guys should keep your eye on. And it's not going to be called STVR anymore, short-term vacation rentals. It's called TAR, which is transit accommodation residencies. So this is a big thing. So we're going to be talking a little bit about this in our group. Also, we can talk about it on YouTube when Lance gets here, because Lance is going all in because as you guys know, we're realtors, and what we do is we protect private property rights. And there's a fine line of saying, okay, we have to watch everyone and their dog putting up illegal
Yeah.
residences, but also the fact we buy property to be able to do something we want to do with it.
Yeah.
So there's kind of like this thing right now. But if you do think that you are going to come and buy a piece of land in Pahoa for nothing and put up a bunch of yurts and put them on STVR or TAR now, don't do that. They're gonna make you tear it down, or they're gonna fine you, and it's not gonna be a pretty experience.
So we'll keep our eyes on this. This is kind of something that we did. I mean, I feel like has been kind of, we've known it was probably going to come when the first legislation came down with the no new unhosted STVRs. You know, I was told by the planning director, like, probably this will be the next thing. So it's not really a big surprise, but we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep you posted on it. Lance, I know, will especially.
Right, exactly. And for the people who are in my group, we can put the PDFs of what the okay, it's a draft legislation.
The draft.
Because they are not going to make an actual decision on this yet for a couple more months.
Yeah.
So people still have a chance to weigh in, and so we'll put some more information about that out there too. So,
Yep.
okay.
Fun stuff.
Anything else?
Lance Bond says aloha, Z's, and Amber Haley.
Aloha,
Lance. We like Lance. He's one of our steady watchers.
Good to have you here.
Yep,
Thanks
yep.
for tuning in.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, you guys have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, and we'll get back to you guys probably around the first week of January. I'll put the date on there, and we're going to come back in 2023 and see what happens, right?
Oh my goodness, this is our last East
This is
Hawaii
our-
update
yeah,
of the year.
So-
Wow.
So thank you guys all for joining us for all of 2022. I think personally it's been a good year for us. I mean,
It was a
people
great
still have
year.
bought homes. So, you know, if we can give you more information, if you have better ideas for us to touch on, to give us more value to you, let us know as we head into 2023. And just know that, you know, we're going to take this to the next level. We've still got our podcast going, tune into that. And we're trying to put all of this stuff on the blog, on the 365hawaiiliving.com. So check that blog out. Ton of information, and all of our volcano videos are on there as well. So with that, we say
Aloha.